Hello, EdTech class. I decided, since this discussion was about multimedia, that I would fire up the old creative juices and do a little multimedia presentation. So my idea for my big project was to design and use a project-based learning approach in a blended classroom environment. So my project would be geared around collaboration, creativity, critical thinking, and problem solving, with all content areas being represented. I've chosen the theme of leprechauns and weather and have created an entry-level event which will lead us into a few main projects we will work on as a class. The entry-level event you just hopefully watched before you're watching me. So, question 1. Do I think that multimedia is an effective way to teach and learn? Is it a distraction, and why? I couldn't imagine doing what I do without the multimedia component in my classroom. For example, our little entry-level event, I showed to my kiddos today. It's St. Patrick's Day, and I'm all greened out, I have to say. But I showed it to them, and they watched it, and I looked at them, and they were just like wide-eyed, and one of them goes, "Whoa, Miss Rua." And I'm like, "Do you want to watch it again?" They're like, "Yeah." And it got us fired up. We set up our traps, and it got them excited about school and learning, every single one of them. And the proof is in the pudding, folks. They loved it. I read to them those little things, and they would shout out, "Yes, we can trap a leprechaun." I don't know. They were in it to win it. Like with most things, you of course have to integrate and implement things in the right way. And I'm learning as I go as well. So here's question 2. How have you used multimedia to enhance your instruction? And I'll hopefully show you an example. I'm kind of tinkering with my iMovie. My kiddos, we've experimented with kid pics. And these pictures are showing you a little activity we did called dancing names. And so I'm like, we get to make our names dance. And I know you can't see it, but these letters are animated. And they kind of like do, I don't know, like the C opens and closes, or they do jumping jacks, or the O inflates. And underneath their dancing name, they had to find stamps or stickers or animation or 3D something that started with that sound of that letter. So if his name was Bob, he would have to find something that started with a B sound and put it underneath the letter B. And for an O, he would have to find something, ah, he would have to find a short O word. It was genius, and they got to print it out, and they loved it. They couldn't get enough of it, and they were asking to do more of it during their choice time when they could do anything they wanted to do. And it reached all my learners and made them excited about school. Question number 3. What are my thoughts about this discussion? Well, I always feel like my kids, sometimes my students, because, I'm not going to lie, discussion forums are hard sometimes. But I saw that, we could do the multimedia component, and they listed all of my favorite things, some of them. And so I thought, what would be something fun I could do that I could share my ideas, and that would be marginally informative for graduate level type stuff. So again, it speaks to giving choices to students and watching them shine. Because I had to sit here and figure out how to get my FaceTime camera working in iMovie and how I could import it and tinkering around. It's fun. And question 4, with all the multimedia options, what criteria do you use to choose the best tools for the job? I like to do a lot of research on things that I find interesting. And so that's the first step, I guess. And then because I'm fortunate enough to have lots of tools at my disposal, I have my own budget, etc., etc., I really can try things and test them out in my classroom, which is kind of scary. Because some of them work, most of them work. But, you know, if my students are doing what I picture in my mind they should be doing, then it's a tool that I want to do more with. So I always start with, what do I want my kids to be doing? What do I want them to be learning? And is this tool the best tool for this job? And so through, kind of that constant formative assessment in the classroom, I learn a lot of new stuff, and my kiddos learn a lot of new stuff. So that was my top 2. Classroom tested, teacher approved. So thanks for your time, friends.